the higher value blocks you interact with less and less frequency. So to have them out of the way is sort of essential. Space becomes really valuable later in the game. So to have these blocks sort of away, but you can still get to them, you can still collapse into those when the time comes, but to keep them out of your way is really vital. It's the only sort of way to do it that I know anyway. So you'll see here, I'm going to show you in a second that you build your sort of chain, I guess, to sort of snake around, and then you'll see that this 32 is going to collapse over here. So I'll go ahead and show you. This 32, it moves over here, and then I'm going to move it up here, make it a 64. And now I can start collapsing things in. I'm going to collapse it in, and you want to collapse things as soon as you can, basically. This is going to become a 128. Now I have the option of moving this 2 up, and I actually think I will do that. And then you can move this 128 over again. So you see that stuff is collapsing. I can do it again. I can go up. And now what ends up happening is I can't collapse anymore. So now this is sort of like as far as I can go, and now I start building again. But while I'm building, what I want to do is think about making this next block in the snake chain the focus block. So I really want to start building this block to get high enough such that it would connect to this one. I want to make this a 512 block. So I might go about doing that sort of like this. You can sort of fill in the blanks from there anyway. So you want to start rebuilding that chain to here. And so the next time you collapse, everything will collapse, one further. And then you do the same thing again, and then you're collapsing one link further in the chain every time you have sort of like a long collapsing thing. So that's really important as you get later in the game. And the only reason I've been able to get this high is because I've been using a method that sort of allows me to create save points, which I will link to if you click on this 16384 block. I'll link to a video where I explain what I'm doing. And the only other thing that is worth knowing at this advanced stage is, like as I said, space becomes a premium, so you need to be careful about what you do. You need to think through it a little bit more. And the other thing that's really important is to not get a flat board. It's really important because if I get a piece on the other side of these, it's going to really mess everything up. It's going to be very hard to build up a piece up to these values. So it's imperative that you are thinking about how you can keep your board sort of staggered so that you don't end up getting a flat piece.